Today I'm going to tell you guys a story time about what happened to me in high school. Now, this is high school. I'm way over it. If you're somebody that this happened to me with, don't bother. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. This is just a funny story for me to tell online. Basically, sophomore year, I was besties with the popular kids, which is never a good thing. Never get into the popular group. Anyways, they weren't, super popular, but they're, mid-tier popular kids, right? So, me and this one girl, we'll call her Kendall, would hang out all the time, every day, and, it was chill. So, one day when we were hanging out, she just, started freaking out on me and was like, oh my gosh, you think you're better than everybody else, you think you're so smart, mostly because I was going through a little nerdy phase. And this really took me, out of left field, basically, and I was on the floor crying, freaking out, because up until then, we were besties, we had no issues, and if you had a problem, you could talk with me about it, right? But no, she freaked out on me and started having this, little, I don't know. But her parents saw me crying, they offered me a ride home, I left. We stayed friends after that, and ended up having a falling out over some stupid crap. Basically, I started dressing alternative right around that same time, and I'm pretty sure she stopped being friends with me just because she didn't want to be embarrassed by being around me. I also started hanging out with other friends, mental illness girlies, just like me, but she didn't like that. She was embarrassed, clearly. So I had left something in her car, and I was like, hey, can I just check your car for it? I think I know where I left it. And she was like, no, you don't need to check it, whatever. And she literally said, if you don't trust me that I know where it is, then we don't need to be friends anymore because you don't need a friendship without trust, which is true. I agree with the sentiment, but at the end of the day, she ruined our friendship over me asking her to double check her car because I figured it was there. Girl, be so for real. What? Anyways, a few months before that, I had gotten A$AP Rocky tickets from my other friend. Not really, but she said, oh, we're gonna take all of you to the A$AP Rocky concert on a group chat. We'll call her Anne, and mind you, I was obsessed with A$AP Rocky at this time. Most of these people were obsessed with them as well, but it was mostly because I was always playing the music. I was always freaking out over it. I was obsessed, right? So I wait, and over this year, there was a year from whenever we got the tickets, or whenever she said we were gonna go to the concert, and the concert actually was happening. I would notice that they were all hanging out with my ex-friend, would do things like ignore me, and I knew that they were all friends with her too, but they were pushing me out of their lives, basically. So they never texted me, nothing. The day of the concert comes up, and I'm expecting them to text me at least to tell me that they're not going to take me or anything, or at least tell me, what's the plan. So I text and ask. Nobody responds to me. Later that day, I find out they literally brought my ex-friend to the concert without telling me or mentioning anything, which is really messed up, obviously for obvious reasons. But yeah, the girl who was really rude to me and yelled to me on the floor for an hour about how annoying I am to her got taken to the concert instead of me, and no one told me even until the day of. So, yep, that was pretty great. Obviously, it's good riddance. People that treat you like that, even in high school, you don't want to be friends with them anymore, because why would you treat someone like that, obviously? Even whenever I was in high school, I wasn't treating people that terribly. I mean, I do have some obvious things I shouldn't have done, but, that's just crazy. So take that as a lesson from me, at least,